So like, how do you even like eat a salami?
With jam.
Oh my god, how do you like eat a strawberry?
With ketchup. Oh well, what you gonna do? So I've been working on these Black Panther visuals for a while, and Killmonger is my last in the series. I had a lot of fun with him, but halfway through the outline phase I realized I failed. And that's why I chose the title for this video. Failing is something that none of us wants to do, but we do it on a regular basis. It's human nature. We need to fail so we can learn from our failings so we can grow. And I don't want to talk just about this particular instance, how I failed. I want to touch on embracing failing as a general habit that we should all incorporate into our daily lives. I come from a background where failing is not considered something that can have a good outcome. I was always taught to work hard at everything and give my best, which I would say is a good thing to be brought up with, but at the same time failing was something horrible and shunned, and this made me not only risk-averse but also scared to ask for feedback. It happened often that I was sure some parts of my drawing didn't work, but I didn't want to ask for genuine feedback and criticism because I didn't want to consider the possibility that I have failed. So I just stuck with the opinions of friends and family. Aside from being afraid of failure, I also fell in love with my babies, which means that while parts of the drawing didn't work, I didn't want to erase it because there was one part of the drawing that I really liked and I didn't want to destroy that. So I just kept on promising to myself that next time I'll pay attention and I won't repeat the same mistake again. But I always did. And that is also an important lesson that we have to learn here. Killing our babies is the best thing we can do. As soon as we let go of these false feelings of, oh my god, I won't be able to draw it like this again, we'll get much more confident in our abilities. Because basically, that is what's happening. Our inexperience and insecurity is telling us that we will not be able to draw that hand or that angle or that shape as cool ever again. And that is pure nonsense. The faster we learn how to heartlessly erase and destroy our visuals, the faster we can start with a new and even better drawing. And then we can throw it away again and redraw it again and just repeat the cycle until it's good. Let's not forget that this works pretty much on the same principle as doing studies. When we do our studies, we learn things about light and composition or anatomy, whatever we are studying. And by repeating this process over and over again, we will be able to have better control over what we are learning. By failing, discarding our drawing and starting immediately with a new one, we will learn to avoid making the same mistake. We will memorize these mistakes and we will be able to avoid them next time. Sure, there is an almost endless amount of mistakes we could make, but at least we are constantly shortening that list. One of my first breakthroughs was studying industrial design. There I learned that drawing is but a tool. It can be someone's passion, but it is still nothing else but a tool. And before you get angry at me for simplifying drawing this much, just think about it. What do you want to achieve when you are drawing? You want to communicate an idea or a feeling that you have inside. Drawing is one of our simplest ways of this communication. It is one of our best communication tools. And in industrial design, it is used to its fullest. It can be an ideating tool where we use several sketches and iterations of these sketches to come up with variants of an idea. It can be a communication tool or an explanatory tool with which we can explain, for example, mechanisms in the simplest way possible. And it can also be a presentation tool through which we can explain exactly what our idea or design is, how it should look, how it's supposed to work, or how it's supposed to be used, and so on and so forth. And with this approach, we will find it quite hard to fall in love with our stuff because we might have to burn through 50 or more sketches until we come to an idea that we like. We might spend 20 hours on rendering images, but the most important part of the presentation might still end up being that rough little sketch that explains how a product works. So let's keep the goal of our drawing in mind whenever possible. That way we will be able to easily identify if we veered away from our goal and we can start killing our baby and fixing the issue. My second breakthrough was through my former job as a visual designer and visual communicator. You don't have time to do perfect drawings when you are facilitating a group of people. You are helping them align so they can achieve their mission, and at the same time you have to capture all the ideas in drawings and metaphors, building a cohesive and comprehensive story image for them. This really taught me that not every drawing has to be a visual masterpiece as long as it achieves its goal. Sure, it is important to keep clarity and composition in mind when you have to build big visuals that tell a complex story, but no one is going to care if we drew the hands of a character anatomically correct if the story is about the introduction of a new fintech app in a particular banking system. These two breakthroughs also taught me that failure can also be subjective. A visual where the message and simplicity is more important can be a failure from an artistic point of view, but it can be the clearest and best visualization of your client's problems, thus making him super happy and your job a great success. The main thing to keep in mind when it comes to failure is that it's not the end of the world, and our main approach should be, alright, what can I learn from this? So let's see why I considered this drawing a failure and why I chucked it and started anew. My feeling was being too excited about the reference poster that I found. It was this image. And I thought if I just draw the same pose but substitute it with a photo of myself, it should be good, but I noticed quite fast that my version is almost identical to the poster, and yet I continued because I just really liked it. It took me getting 4 other illustrations done before I was convinced that I had to change the Killmonger card. Not just because of the lack of originality, but also just copying another artist is a no-no, and I was way too close to copying even though I wasn't using the exact same reference. So yeah, failing can be tricky and it can take a while before you notice you failed, but don't be too proud or scared to admit you failed. Embrace it and try to learn from it as much as possible. Here is the most recent version of my Killmonger card. Still needs some adjustments, but I'm much more satisfied with this version, to be honest. Anyways, this is what I had to say for this topic. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. Hit that like button and consider subscribing if you enjoy my content. You can also find me on Instagram if you want more regular updates. I wish you kind people a gorgeous day and see you all next week. Bye bye!